I believe that a real estate transaction is a life-changing event. I feel like the successful closing in any transaction, it allows that person to move forward in life no matter what their future endeavors are. My name is Michelle Smith. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Legacy in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Today I'm going to be discussing the 5 common seller mistakes you just can't afford to make.
But before I get there, I'm going to go back and answer the question that I left on my last video, which is, in such a hot market, how come we have such a high fall through rate? I thought that I was asked for a little bit of help for this answer, and so I went to none other than my boss, Dennis Groves, who manages an office of 152 brokers. Last year, we closed 1,351 sides. I bet he knows a thing or two about terminations.
Dennis, what's the number one reason you see contracts terminating?
It's kind of a broad spectrum, but a lot of it is some buyers are very nitpicky and they're writing up like anything and everything that comes back on the inspection, from little minor things to very significant things. Some of it also is that I think sellers think, well, I'll just put the house back on the market and sell it again.
Okay, so let's talk about that low inventory market. Well, what happens is that we have these buyers that are under this huge amount of stress and pressure. They have to make a decision right now to buy the house. They just saw it, so they're going to go in with this really high offer. Sometimes it's going to be over list price, and you can imagine that it's really easy for a buyer to get cold feet in a market like this or have a little bit of buyer's remorse. Well, if they continue forward with the transaction, we also find that with that strong offer, there's this kind of unspoken expectation that if I'm going to make this super strong offer, then I'm going to expect the seller to do all the repairs that come up in the inspections. Well, the thing is that same market but different party, the seller does not have that expectation. The seller is thinking, well, wait a second, I just got all these other offers, and so I'm not going to make your repairs. I'm just going to go to the next buyer who doesn't want repairs, or you know what? I'm just going to put the house back on the market. And therein lies the issue. We have this big gap of expectation, and as a broker, we're doing this kind of delicate dance to try our best and bridge that gap. Makes sense, right? Well, that's the reason that our fallout rate is so high. So let's get on to today's topic, which again is those 5 common seller mistakes that you just can't afford to make in this market. So mistake number 1 is pricing. And believe it or not, in any market, no matter how hot it is, you can still overprice a home. So we want sellers to price at the market. It's going to be your most effective and efficient way to receive a strong offer. It's going to be one of your only ways to get multiple offers. And our market is strong enough where if you slightly underprice, the market is going to drive up the price through multiple offers. Mistake number 2, it's overlooking that first offer that you receive. So this happens more often than you might think. You have this buyer that is so ready to go. They've been waiting for a house like yours to come on. And so your house goes on the market. They are the first one who looks at it. They make an offer right away. And then as a seller, you go, well, hold on, let's wait and see what else we can get. Well, careful with bird in hand, because that first offer is usually very serious. They've usually lost a house or two and they are ready to go. So don't discourage them just to see what else is out there. All right, mistake number 3. Now, this one is you have to make your house easy to show. And I know that this might sound strange, but it's super hard for us to sell a house that we can't show, right? So the expectation is that when your house goes on the market, you are going to get bombarded with showings. But in a market like this, you really shouldn't be on the market that long. And so every showing you have, as you're gritting your teeth, cleaning up, making your bed again, just remember this part's going to be over soon, and really take in and take advantage of all the interest on your property. Mistake number 4 is the emotional decision maker of a seller. So we probably know this person, but, and I'm definitely empathetic to anybody with an emotional attachment to their house. However, emotional decisions, they really are irrational when it comes to negotiating. We have people who are taking repair requests personally instead of looking at the facts of what they are. They're overpricing properties because their property is so special to them. And this can cost a seller a lot of money. All right, mistake number 5 would be spending money in all the wrong areas. We have all these DIY shows and the fixer-upper shows, and I think it makes it very confusing to a consumer. Where is the best place to spend your money? Best bang for your buck, right? So I think the best thing you can do here is consult with your favorite real estate broker. They're going to give you some really good advice and feedback as far as what is cost effective and what is not. All right, so now I have just a little bonus tip for you too, and that is be careful as a seller of odors in your house. Not to get too crazy into the neuroscience of your olfactory system. However, your sense of smell is a very powerful sense that we have, and it can trigger memories. It's a way for many cultures to relate to each other, but on a whole, most people are going to be drawn to properties that smell fresh and clean, not fruity, not this over-scented floral. And so as a seller, you want to make the buyer's experience the best possible. And so whatever you can do to odor neutralize your house or make it smell fresh and clean is going to be beneficial to you. All right, so now that you're armed with all this information that I just gave you, and you're certainly not going to make any of those mistakes, right? When's the best time to sell your house? When are you going to net the most money? Good question, right? Well, you can probably guess that's going to be the topic of my next video next time we meet. So I wanted to thank you for listening today. Also, I really appreciate and I'm so grateful for all the great feedback I got from my last video. I hope you enjoyed this one too. Again, my name is Michelle Smith. I'm a broker with Coldwell Banker Legacy, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks.